Hey there, I'm Ashley, and this is the New Day with Ashley podcast. If you're looking for inspiration from the people in your community that are making a difference, then you're in the right place. Get ready to be encouraged by the stories of my guests who have taken risks, overcome challenges, and created opportunities. It's time to make the most of your new day. We know that food is fuel for the body, but it can be overwhelming and even frustrating to know what's best for us and our individual wellness goals. With a love of cooking and over 15 years of experience working with patients with chronic disease like diabetes to embarking on a career in medical weight management, Nicole Jackson-Lind brings a lot to the table. Not only is she a certified family nurse practitioner, but she's also the founder of Fit Fuel Foods, who's changing our community one meal at a time. All right, thank you so much, Nicole, for joining me. Welcome to New Day.
Thank you, and congratulations on your new show, Ashley. This is great. Thanks for thinking of me.
It's so fun. We met a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Maybe a month ago.
Well, even before then, just in passing at the kitchen. Yeah.
We hit it off immediately with our love of nutrition, love of cooking. So I want people to know a little bit more about you, who Nicole is, and Fit Fuel Foods.
Awesome. So yes, I am a certified family nurse practitioner. I just recertified, so have spent 10 years on that journey so far as a nurse practitioner. And I've been with the Wellness District for almost 9 years of that nurse practitioner journey. And for those that aren't familiar with Wellness District, we are a medical weight loss and aesthetic clinic with Dr. Spencer Berry being our medical director. And so I've worked with people in taking back their health through weight loss and improved nutrition. And I've always liked food. I was in 4-H as a kid. It's always been kind of a hobby. I've never considered myself like a professional cook, or chef, but I can make some mean meals. Yeah. And I'm passionate about it. And during the pandemic, actually, during COVID, is when I really saw the need that people are going to get lost nutritionally when we're in such a lockdown and when food was, not as accessible because we couldn't go places. And my patients that I was still seeing online through Zoom appointments, they were already struggling with the fact that maybe they were scared to go to the grocery store because they didn't know what the virus held for them, or the grab and go. Most restaurants were kind of like closed up for a little bit, and so that access and that need for easy meals. And so I actually started with a cooking show, and that's how it kind of birthed from there on YouTube, and the channel still exists.
Are you still doing some videos?
That is the plan and intention in the next month or two, is to start going back to doing some videos and some cooking videos. And it was funny because everybody enjoyed the videos, but the one thing that always came back was, I just wish that you would make the food for me. And so last year in March, we opened Fit Fuel Foods, which is an individual meal prep company. So similar to those that you would see both locally and nationally, where they're individual meals, they're already cooked, everything's prepared. All you got to do is pop them in the microwave.
And I love that you bring your medical background to creating these meals. So you really know like the nutrition, you care so much about what's in them.
Right. The meals are based off of our weight loss model at Wellness District. The way the macros, if people understand what macros are, or the way that the calories, carbs, proteins, and fats fall into play, are what we actually teach our patients to identify at Wellness District. But I believe wholeheartedly that the way we teach people to choose their meals is the way that the general public should be eating. And so while they will help facilitate weight loss for our patients, they're just a great option for anybody who is looking to improve their nutrition, to get back to more of a whole foods concept with better ingredients versus all of the packaged and processed boxed types of foods that we easily go to when in a hurry.
Yeah, no, I love that. And, this was probably somewhat of a risk going into a whole new field.
Right.
One being a business owner, two being in the food prep.
Right.
So can you talk us through some of those like risks or challenges?
It was scary, going from every day in the clinic, 9 to 5, seeing my patients, and which absolutely enjoyed, to cutting back there to facilitate the company and to start the company. I had to pull back and was only seeing patients once a week now. So still got to keep that passion, but then, to embark on entrepreneurship, something that I never in my wildest dreams would have thought I would ever done, not to mention a food business.
Right.
I mean, what does a nurse practitioner know about a food business? I do.
Well, clearly a lot.
Well, it's been some, trial and error, and it does run in my blood a little bit. My grandmother was a restaurateur. My aunt and uncle are restaurateurs and hoteliers. And so it does run in my blood a bit, but to know the ins and outs and to figure it all out, licensure for food businesses,
right?
As you're familiar with, it's mind-blowing.
Which is good that it is there, but it's
for the safety of people, but it really puts some
challenge
strain.
in its own.
Yeah, it's a whole nother stressor in of itself. So
like during this, time of the pandemic and everything, was there like just a moment where you're like, I got to do it?
Yeah, my husband and I were actually taking a little road trip one day to Grand Forks, and he just happened to look out where the now Amazon Center is and said, it'd be great to put a truck stop out here. And just randomly I said, and we could serve low carb meals, for the truck drivers. And we get to Grand Forks and he's doing his business and I'm just kind of hanging out. And I kind of start to really think about it. And I'm like, why don't we? Why don't we try it? I mean, what's the harm? And so
people asking you about cooking your meals. So.
Right. They're like, they wanted me to do it anyway. And so obviously there was a demand, there was a need for having better options. And so I consulted a friend who's been in the restaurant business for a while, and she gave me some pointers on what to do, what not to do. And we went from there. So.
Oh, I love it. And I'm like so passionate about you telling your story and sharing that with other people and, encouraging other people, giving them some inspiration. So do you have like one piece of advice that, people could take with them of like, hey, I've thought of this, but it's a risk, there's these challenges, but I think there's an opportunity. Is there, a piece of advice you could give someone?
Well, first, a lot of people have a lot of great inspiration or a lot of good ideas, right? And I know my husband is just full of them constantly. But what I feel like people really need to make sure is that there is a demand and that you are giving the people what they want and how they want it, because your vision for something and your passion may not be the consensus of the general public. And, if you want to be successful, you got to make sure that you're putting that emphasis on it, and research it and make sure that you have experts in your corner as well, and not be afraid to reach out and ask for help. I think a lot of times people are like, oh, I got it, I'll figure it out. And really do figure out what's the most economical way to get started as well. I think what sometimes may tank new businesses is they get themselves very heavy up front with cost and expense, and it's just not there. And so then they have to back off, or they close doors or whatever it might be. And, personally, I've learned now, having done this for a year, we had our 1-year anniversary in March, that it's important to keep self-care at the front of things, because if you're no good, the rest of the business isn't going to be good. And so I'm starting to work on some of that as well. Of you got to keep your self-care in place. Otherwise, you'll quickly age.
Fill your cup first.
Right.
Put your own oxygen mask on first.
Right.
I think we talked about that once before. But.
Right. And it's important to go slow. You have your business plan and you have these ideas of what you want to accomplish, and you can certainly go gung ho, and people are going to come at you with, hey, I think you should do this, or hey, this is a great idea for that. And while they are, and you want to maybe participate in some of those things, you have to evaluate what are you really capable of carrying off first. It's not to say that you won't get there, but I think both my husband and I in this situation have learned the value of patience and small steps.
I love it. Wow. Such an inspiring story in only a year, a little over a year.
Right.
Wow. Congratulations on all that.
1 year. We have our website.
How can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, we have our website. You can find us about more information. And, you noted my background as a nurse practitioner. I wanted people to understand why the meals are designed the way they are. And so instead of just having a straightforward e-commerce store where you can just go buy the meal, there is also a science tab that explains why the meals are designed the way they are and the importance of each macronutrient. And I think people need to have that background as to just, instead of being told, hey, this is good for you, well, why is it good for you? But yes, you can find us at www.fitfuelfoods.com. And that is the easiest way to also find my YouTube channel. If you go to that website and then click on the Success Tools tab, you can find the YouTube channel as well for cooking instruction video there too. And we are located, our storefront is located inside of Wellness District, the clinic that I've worked at for 9 years. They also have a little coffee shop called Strong Pour. And so that is where our meals are located, and anybody can walk right on in and grab meals during business hours and off they go. So it's fun because we've gone from 75 meals our very first week, and we're averaging about 400 meals a month now. And so, slow, steady growth for sure.
That is so awesome. And I've been to the store. The meals look great, taste great.
Yep.
So, and they're good for you. Yeah.
Right. They're home cooked. I think sometimes when people think health food,
it's not going to taste good.
Right. It's cardboard, or there's not a lot of flavor to that. But that's something that I really do try to pay attention to.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
And helping us make the most of our new day.
Thank you. Go grab those new days.
Wow. What a great episode. Thank you so much for joining me for New Day with Ashley. And remember to make the most of your new day.